The content you're about to enjoy comes from the archives of The Best You. We're devoted to the very best in personal development, with a magazine and resources dedicated to inspiring and changing people's lives. At The Best You, we work with the world's leading writers and trainers on the evolution of the self, and people whose journeys have been affected by their work and words. For more information, go to www.thebestyou.com.
Beliefs and become your best you. Like this? Yes. Before we start, I want to ask you a big favor. I'm a single mother of 3 children, and I live in Luxembourg. When I travel, they don't like it. And also, when I said I'm going to London, they said, that's for a holiday. Are you sure you're working, Mom? So this is for my kids. I'm going to take a selfie. And I'm going to ask you to just wave. All right. If I can maneuver my... Oh, yeah, here we go. So, can everybody just throw their hands up in the air and wave for my kids? Thank you so much. All right. Okay. So... we only have 20 minutes together, and I will spend as much time as I can. Oops. There we go. Who is she? I'll be talking about as much valuable information as I can, because I want you to walk out of here with something that is meaningful to you. So this is my introduction, showing some of the things I do. And there you see my children. Mia, Max, and Noé. So I want to ask you one thing. To be intentional and to seek out, to capture something that is valuable to you. Something you hear or think, a piece of advice, something you will apply in your life or maybe share with someone who needs to hear it. Okay? And if you are happy with sharing it with me, because I would love to hear it, please come and see me in my stand afterwards. It's just 10 meters that way, F23B. All right, so before we look at the three steps to conquer your limiting beliefs, I wanted to talk about what they are and what they do. So I think it's fair to say that limiting beliefs is a little bit taboo. We don't typically go around sharing that, yeah, I struggle with limiting beliefs, have a really poor self-image. Yeah, so if we say on a scale 0 to 10, can you just shout out what you feel that you are, 0 to 10? Not everyone at once. 10, I heard a 10. 3? 5? Yeah? Okay, so audience participation time. If you do this in a group with 6-year-olds, you ask them to give an answer. Everyone screams at the same time. Just saying, kids are really... They don't care so much about the limiting beliefs. All right, so if I take my clients, for example, whether they're a CEO, stay-at-home mom, an entrepreneur, independent, younger or more mature, they come to me because they want to improve on something. Speaking skills, coaching skills. They want to be more influential. And already in the first coaching session, it becomes obvious that the one thing we need to focus on is their limiting beliefs. I hear things like, I'm not powerful enough, not influential enough, not academic enough, not experienced enough, not interesting enough, not pretty enough, not enough. Limiting beliefs can be so limiting. I'm going to have a sip of water. So, if we look at what they are, the thoughts, not only do they stop us from living a fuller life, stop us from building great relationships, they stop us from becoming our best version of ourselves and ultimately be happy. So it starts, our limiting beliefs, they're our thoughts, they're ongoing all the time. The thoughts will generate a feeling. Either you will have, well, with limiting beliefs, you don't think great thoughts about yourself. So it becomes a physical feeling that will either inspire us or not into action, typically not, and that action or not will lead to a result or a lack thereof. And that string of results is what we call our life. So if you look at the pictures, I made it by choice to put the same image for the thoughts as for the life, because your limiting beliefs ultimately, your limiting beliefs runs your life. The more you think of this, the more overwhelming it becomes. So the thoughts, the foundation of all this. Do you know how many thoughts you have on average per day? Normal person? Have a guess? Thousands? 8,000? How many? 20,000? Million. Yeah? Well, this side, what do you think? 100,000. Anyone else? Yeah? 60,000. Yeah? Do you know out of the 60,000, what percentage do you think is repetitive? Shout it. 90. Ah, good. It's 95. Some say 96, some say 97. We're going with 95 so that we're not exaggerating anything. Now, out of the 95%, am I blocking your view? No? Out of the 95% that are repeated over and over and over, same thoughts, have a guess what percentage is negative? 75? 80? You already know this. 80% of our repetitive thoughts are negative. No wonder we feel stuck, right? So this is where it becomes complicated. We believe 100% of the things we tell ourselves, of what you tell yourself about the world, your situation, your capacity. You believe that to be truth, or you wouldn't be thinking it, right? Now, our subconscious mind truly runs our life if you look at it from that way. So if you have negative thoughts, ultimately everything that happens, your feelings, your actions, the results, are going to be a direct representation of your thoughts. You know that people used to believe that the earth was flat? Yeah, you heard that in school? They all knew that the earth was flat. And now we know that it's roundish. So all those people walked around believing in something that is not true. And if you're anything like me, when you were a child, you believed in Santa Claus. Who else believed in Santa Claus? Thank you. So depending on your personality, some up till 5, 6, 7, I believed in Santa Claus till I was 38. But so you knew that Santa was big belly, his red pajamas, white beard. He would fly in the skies with Rudolph and the reindeers, and then he would slide down the chimney and put the gift for you under the tree or in the stocking, yeah? And then he would somehow suck it in and climb up the chimney again and still be red and fly off to another child. So to say that we can believe a lie. We actually can believe in a lie.
Having promoted more than 600 speakers and more than 65,000 people attend my seminars and courses and workshops and expos, having read so many books and attended so many courses, I really realized that the basics of personal, professional growth is based on the power of the question. Asking yourself empowering questions. Read my new book, The Question, Find Your True Purpose. It's based on my work, 30 years of entrepreneurship, all the experiences that I have, my manifesto, and what's really important. So for more information, go to www.thequestion.co.
So we are limited to our own best thinking. We all think that, yeah, I have good thoughts. I'm clever. But no matter how clever you are always going to be limited to your best thinking. Where you are today is a direct result from all your thinking and your decisions, your choices from the past, your best thinking. Where you will be tomorrow is going to be a direct reflection of where you let your thoughts take you, unless you choose your thoughts. Okay? Our thoughts become our life. If you look at it from that perspective, the only thing you shall fear in life are your limiting beliefs. And the only thoughts really you will want to have for yourself are empowering, inspiring, and uplifting ones. Positive thoughts about you and your capacity. So, what do you do when your thinking pattern has you in a complete lockdown? You're freezing, flight or fight mode. You can do nothing. When you're convinced that nothing good is going to happen, what do? You can't let your limiting beliefs run your life. So, how do you conquer them? How do you change it? Is it even possible? Yes, it is. I have personally done the journey from a big fat 0 to, yes, 10. There are dips, of course, but so the 3 steps to turning your limiting beliefs into a positive self-image that helps you reach and experience the life you want, and ultimately create, experience, be, do, have, achieve everything you want. Let's look at them. So first of all, clarity. Clarity is key in everything. If you don't know what you need and want in order to be happy, it's going to be impossible for you to try and take action on that. So this is a difficult task because most people have no clue what they want. They really don't. And why? Because we think 95% are repeated thoughts, 80% of that is negative. If you're a woman, I see a lot of women there, I see some men, but I know as a woman, you're designed to help people, fix others, please others, make them happy. So it's not in our nature to put ourselves first. So the first thing, and this is difficult, is you have to think new and positive thoughts. Not only do you have to think new thoughts, but they have to be positive. And when they're around yourself, that's really difficult. That's the second step. You have to learn to piff, to put yourself first. And if you're a parent, if friends, anything, we seem to have, it's so easy to put everyone else first. Their needs, their desires, to make them happy. It's so easy for us. We get the side effect that by making them happy, we feel good. But ultimately, it's at the cost of our own happiness sometimes. And if you struggle a lot with putting yourself first, you typically suffer from OPO, other people's opinions. If I do that, they're going to say this. If I do that, she's going to think this. If I say that I'm going to be a speaker, they're going to say, who do you think you are? So it's really, really difficult, especially when our focus is often to please and fix others. So an exercise you can do is to sit down with yourself and ask yourself, what is it I need? What is it I want in order to be happy? And your thoughts are going to go, yeah, but what if? No. Put all of that aside and allow yourself to say, well, this would make me happy. This would truly make me happy. This is what I want. This is what I need. Most people have never done that. Because it feels like, well, can I allow myself? Yeah. If you don't, you're never ever going to find out. And here's the thing. You are the one responsible for your happiness. So you're the one who needs to know. All right? The second step is your self-image. Every thought you think, every action you take is generated by your self-image. And like I said in the beginning, every single person I have ever worked with all have issues around their self-image. I thought that it was a female thing, and I'm discovering more and more that those who seem to be the most powerful men, the CEOs in the fancy suits, it's the same thing. We're all the same. We all have our limiting beliefs. So, hang on here. So whether you have a good self-image or a bad self-image, your subconscious mind, with all the repeated thoughts, will help you achieve goals that are aligned with it. So if you set goals, let's say that I'm going to do a scale here, very low, 2 and 10. Let's say that you set goals to achieve something that is a 10. Yeah, I want to do or be this. But with your low self-image thoughts, your subconscious mind, you're going to create the feelings, you're going to take the actions that are aligned with that, and you're going to create the results that match your self-image. That will make you feel miserable because you were aiming for that, and then you wonder, well, I can't be good enough. So it reinforces your limiting beliefs and the thoughts you have about yourself. So to the point that, let's say you do set this target and it happens. You actually pull it off. You win the thing or you achieve the thing. And then you're still stuck here. You're not going to be able to experience it as a win because your self-image cannot identify with that kind of success. So it will reject it. It was like, yeah, but you will have excuses for it. And the thing is, no matter how hard you push it, you can never outperform your self-image. It's always going to be there to help you achieve what you believe to be true about yourself. So you want to choose your thoughts about yourself. An exercise on this one, I'm calling it the top 100 awesome list. Pen and paper, and you sit down and you write out everything you can remember since your very first memory. Maybe you've even been told that, oh, when I was pregnant with you, we had this complication, but we got through it. So everything you know about you that you have achieved, overcome, experienced, every little win, everything, put it on that list. And this is not always easy because we're stuck with our thoughts about ourselves. So again, remember I said if you aim for this but you achieve this, or you aim for this and you actually achieve it but you can't take it to heart because that's not what you believe about yourself. So writing this list is difficult because you don't see the great things about yourself. So a little trick is to pretend that you're your best friend or a twin, your imaginary twin. They would have a much easier time expressing everything that is awesome about you if it's a friend that loves you. So that's really worth taking the time to sit down and write out. And when you've done that, you want to read that list over and over and over again. So it's not about trying to seem better than we are, but it's about being as good as we really are and not pushing ourselves down all the time. So now, you know when you invest things in programs and you buy this and that program online and a little book and you put it in your shelf or it's on your computer somewhere and then you never use it. I'm telling you, this exercise, I did it thinking that, yeah, I'll write a list. It transformed my life because they were true facts. I knew they were true facts. It took me a long time to write 100 things, but I did it. And when I started reading through it, it made me smile somewhere. Somewhere in there was a little smile because I knew that it was true. So slowly, without really, it was no big woohoo moment, but it happened slowly. I could see that I am not this. There's another me. And I started to actually believe it because I'm the one who wrote that list. So from the bottom of my heart, I say, take time and write that list and read it and read it and read it because it can become your new perception of you, your new belief about what your capacity is. All right? Last but not least, and this is... before I switch the slide, when you've done that, if you do that list and you work on it and you read it, you will see that all of a sudden you start feeling you want to take action and you feel a drive from within. And best of all, you feel confident being you.
If you're interested in speaking, exhibiting, or getting involved in the largest personal development expos in the world, contact us today at www.thebestyouexpo.com or send us an email to info@thebestyou.co.
So, third step. I don't know what they're singing, but it's happy birthday to you, if it's that. So the third step in this process is another key factor. It's your environment. Like today, for example, Friday morning, Friday noon, this is an upgrade for most people. It is for me. Who else? A typical upgrade of your environment? Yeah? This is funny. Again, when you ask 6-year-olds and say, who else? And they go, yeah, me. You ask adults, yeah, me, yeah. Because you don't want to stick out. You don't want to seem foolish. All right, so your environment. You can upgrade your mental, your thinking, your people environment, your health, your sleeping, your eating, your workout. The first thing that happened when I upgraded my people environment and invested in working with a coach, I invested in me working with a coach, was that I wrote and published my first book. Until then, thank you. Until then, since I was 7, I've been writing my journal, and I thought that only authors can write book. Yeah? The funny thing is that after I wrote that book and published it, I wrote another one and published it, and then another one, and then I wrote one for a client and published it because she's dyslexic. So who else in here has been wanting to write a book? Yeah, well, some books, nice stories in there, yeah? Do it. It is the nicest feeling. When you order your printed proof, it is a happy-luya. Yes, it's a happy-luya moment. All right, so the environment. Imagine what can happen if you upgrade the people you are surrounded with, your support system. Many people don't have people in their close network that actually support them. They have people who push them down and say, but who do you think you are? What are you saying? When I told someone very close to me that I'm going to quit my job and start my business, I was told I'm a bad mother. I should take responsibility and go back to work and prioritize financial security. So if you have someone who believes in you, who encourages you, who pushes you to take bigger and bolder steps, who is there to celebrate with you when you win, can you imagine what difference that would make in your life, in how you feel, the overall experience? Upgrading your environment is key. So you can start by doing a sleep. Stop having the smartphone in your face until you fall asleep. Anyone else? No, I don't either. Your eating habits. Everything we put in our mouth is a choice. And so often, well, all the time, when you put that thing in your mouth that you don't want to put in, that thing happens. You blame yourself. You push yourself down. We're mean, really mean. I'm sure you've heard that we are the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with. They've done research on this, and it's shown that the 5 people in your life that you spend most time with, whether you want to be influenced by them or not, whether they are good for you or not, they will influence you. So I'm hoping you have some really inspiring people in your circle of 5. Some are maybe lower. What if you have 5 that are dragging you down? You want to be intentional in making sure that your circle of influence is by choice. Maybe some people, we can't take them out. Maybe it's a partner or a spouse or a child or a parent. But there's always someone that you can choose to add. Someone who really adds value, who makes you feel supported. Sometimes it's time to cut the cord and say, no, thank you, but I'm walking away. That's okay. It's all right. We don't have to keep the people who drag us down. On my bathroom mirror, I have one of those Post-its. It's heart-shaped and it's pink, and it says, "You're so pretty." Yeah? When I wake up in the morning, so I'm an independent, meaning when my kids are asleep, as office hours for me, and because I love what I do, it typically goes over to 10, 11, too late. So not managing my sleep at a 10. But what happens in the morning when I come into the bathroom, there's none of this makeup on, and the hair looks like a cow licked my head, and I see tired, old, ugly, and I feel this, and I say it, and it's really like, yes. Remember, we believe what we tell ourselves. So if you start the day by kicking off with slapping yourself like that.
Richard Grannon will be speaking in The Best You.
Thank you.
Speaking about how social media
Thank you. So,
fosters body image issues in teenage girls. Worth seeing. That's 1 o'clock in The Best Youth.
Now you know that. So, oops, I pressed something. Goodness. All right. Where was I with my little post-it? Yeah, imagine if you did that to a friend or a colleague. You're meeting here tomorrow morning, and she comes in and you said, oh my gosh, you look tired and old and ugly. Seriously, we say these things to ourselves for real, and we don't ask, wasn't that a little bit harsh, or do you really mean that? Imagine saying that to a person. They would either slap you, or they would cry, or they would walk away and you would never see them again. But somehow when we think it to ourselves, it's just normal. We don't even consider the fact that it's a little bit tough. So, you're all very pretty. All right, so the best thing you can do, you can all start now. You don't have to invest anything, don't need any surgery, don't need to do any kind of studies. You upgrade your thinking, the inner talk, that inner voice. Be your greatest supporter. Become your greatest supporter now and don't ever stop. When I go, and I have said to myself, I'm going to go out and jog, and it's raining, my kids are there, it's homework, 500 awesome excuses. I just say, come on now, you can do it. Be your greatest supporter. Support yourself the way you would your absolute best friend, the one you love more than anything. If you, with that kind of support, you literally become unstoppable. And you know what you would do for a friend. I encourage you to do that for you, okay? So, with what we've been through here now so far, if you feel like you've had enough of being a slave to your limiting beliefs, if you want to redesign your self-image, I welcome you. I encourage you to join the online mastermind group. It's a 10-module training where we go through the things we've talked about here today. Other things, there are hot seat coaching sessions, and there's a Best You EXPO offer for the whole 10-week package. It's £250. So you can visit the landing page, bit.ly/bestyouonline. If you have any questions, you can email me. That's the address. And I said in the beginning, I would love to hear your number one takeaway. Not for me, but I want you to actually make something out of this. And I encourage you to apply that to everything you do here today. Make sure you are intentional and create a big takeaway for yourself. If you want to receive, Ella is holding up the Best You Blueprint. If you want to receive a free copy, you can get scanned with Ella and we will email that to you. Okay? I say thank you so much for your time and have a great day.
For more information, go to www.thebestyu.co.